The new year is creeping up on us, but you know what? It's gonna be a good one because we're gonna make it a good one. And I have a couple of things that I want to do before 2024 that I think will help make sure that 2024 is one of the best ones yet. My name is Pati. If you're new here, hello, welcome to my channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join us. I've personally always heard of the new year being just renovating time where we can just change ourselves and we're gonna become a new, better version of ourselves. And I don't necessarily think that's not true. It's possible, but I also think it comes with work. And that's what I think myself and a lot of other people fail to fully comprehend and put into play. So this year I am taking it upon myself to be more mindful about what I want out of the new year. Now, of course, the new year is really just a day. It's just a day that could be any day. It could be in July, it could be in October, in March, whatever day. But I do think that the new year gives this sense of just a fresh start where you can reinvent yourself. The first thing that anyone will tell you is good to do before the year ends is to set your goals for the new year. I personally tried this last year and it was just kind of like a one and done situation. I wrote everything down, try to be specific, and it really did help me. Unfortunately, I didn't keep up with them throughout the year. So that's what I'm gonna try for the year of 2024. So not only setting your goals, but keeping up with them as well. Checking in on my yearly goals on a monthly basis to ensure that I'm keeping updated with what actions I'm doing to reach my goals. Let's say you want to work out 4 times a week minimum. You do great for January and February, but for March, you start falling out and you're too busy, something happened at work, you broke your foot, and that's life. Things are going to happen, right? But if by the end of March, you go back and you look at your goals and you see, oh man, I had set this for myself. What can I do to change that goal to better fit my current situation? Or what do I need to do to just get back on track? If you check in, it's like a reminder to yourself, hey, it's okay that this happened. Let's just get back on track. It's very, very easy to be hard on yourself, and that's when we just start falling off. I know it's very easy for myself to see something that I failed at and then just be like, you know what, whatever, like it's fine, I'll try next time. And I forget about it for months and months, and then the new year comes around and then I say, well, damn, what happened? Like, I don't know, but I failed and all right, let's try again. And that's not a bad thing, but if you're checking in on a monthly basis, or it could also be every 2 months, every 3 months, then you're having kind of that constant reminder of just like, hey, stuff happened, it's okay, let's go, let's do it, because you said you were gonna do it, so we're gonna do it and it's gonna be great. So go easy on yourself whenever you set goals. Make a conscious decision now that as you're writing down your goals, you're gonna be checking in on them periodically to ensure that you're getting stuff done. You know, it's just really trying to find a balance within yourself, within your life, and figuring out what is feasible for you, what's possible, what's something that you can do so that you feel good about yourself and about what you're doing, so that you're proud of yourself, you're proud of the growth that you're doing, because at the end of the day, we're all doing our best and that's all that matters. I'm gonna be posting a video that should be out the next day where I bring you guys along with me to set my own goals, kind of what my process is, because I kind of scramble a lot. I'm a very simplistic person. I like to break things down. So watch out for that video if you want to know kind of a more simplistic way of how you can wrap your mind around how to set your goals. So I'm kind of thinking a lot with this next point. The general basis of it is to reflect back on your year. Mostly what I mean by this is, I know for myself, whenever I think about this, my mind immediately goes to the negative things, the things that I didn't do, the things that I could have done better. And although I don't think that's necessarily bad because you are self-aware of areas that you can improve, I think it's not the correct way that our mentality should be wired, because then we're just putting ourselves down, and that's pretty shitty. It's not a good feeling. When I think about wanting to improve myself, I also think of wanting to be nicer to myself, being understanding to myself. So if, let's say, you had told yourself that you wanted to work out, sorry for the workout reference again, but but you wanted to work out 3 times a week. Maybe you only consistently did for a couple of the months out of the year, or you did it but like like very on and off. So then it's saying, instead of man, I suck because I didn't do this, it's so maybe I can change this to, instead of working out 3 times a week, I'm moving my body 3 times a week, or looking at what it was that was blocking you from working out. For me, a big thing is a lot of the times I go to sleep really late, which in turn makes me wake up late, and then I don't have time to work out. So it's like, okay, I want to focus on going to sleep earlier, or I want to focus on just moving my body, going for a walk, doing yoga. If your traditional way of working out isn't working, then maybe changing it up to something that is more feasible or more enjoyable for you. And then writing down achievements that you've done throughout the year. Again, I think it's very easy to put yourself down for the things that you haven't done, that it's so easy to block off or ignore the things that you have done. And I think achievements really come in the smaller things. I know for me, I personally did a lot of personal self-growth. I have very high social anxiety, and I still remember specific conversations that I had that I got through, and I remember thinking like, oh man, like I did that. I really got through that conversation, and during it I felt present and it was great. And I remember that feeling, and it's such a small thing I think for the average person, but for me that was very huge. It was a huge accomplishment that made me feel great. And of course there is like those bigger things, like for me, I started my YouTube channel, and that's something I've wanted to do since I was 10-12 years old, and here I am 23 and I finally did it. And even though I'm not where I want to be with my YouTube channel, I still started it. I've heard so much of the benefits of what it can do to your mindset when you are writing down what you're grateful for, because what you're doing is essentially shifting your mindset to thinking about the positive things, thinking about how blessed you are in your life and how you can use that to propel you, versus thinking about the things that went wrong. It's very easy for those things to just pull you down and stop you from wanting to keep going. Writing down what you're grateful for is like, well, obviously I'm grateful, but actually sitting down and giving yourself that time, that space to write down or just think about the things that make you grateful is 2 completely different things. It's very easy to kind of surpass the blessings that we have in our life when we're living them on a daily basis. Like the fact that I have a roof over my head, I have both of my parents here, I have food on the table every day. Like those are such big things that could be reduced to something so minimal when they're not. And this isn't to make you feel bad or feel guilty, because believe me, I've also gone down that road. Just being able to acknowledge that even though shitty things might be happening, you also have blessings in your life that you can look at and really grab onto those to propel you in those moments when you feel that things are just going so wrong. Another thing that goes with the general idea of reflecting on the year is reflecting back on what you've learned and how you've improved over this past year. This is just a big point of making sure that you're appreciating yourself for the work that you've done, because the fact that you're here, like that's a lot. It seems like such a minimal thing, but for some of us it's so hard to like just get through the day and get through a shitty situation, get through whatever it might be. If you're in school and you had a very bad semester, like you got through that, you know, or even if you didn't, and let's say you made the decision to leave for your mental health, you're prioritizing yourself, and that's nothing to be ashamed of, you know. Or maybe you started a business, you were continuing through your healing journey, you've improved a lot spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You got through the tough days, and that's what counts. You got through the year and you're here. So again, I'm gonna be doing a separate video on what I have personally learned this year. I feel like I've had a lot of personal growth. That will be up soon as well. Another thing I would really recommend you doing before the year ends is to clean something out, declutter it, whether that's your desk, your closet, your room, your fridge, your kitchen, whatever it is for you. Just start cleaning things out. Hone in on this idea of a restart button for the new year. Again, this is something you could do at any point, but the new year, it's mentally a nice point in time to hit that reset button. The next point is reflect on the relationships that you have in your life. Are the people that you have in your life adding value? Are they subtracting from it? Maybe you had a fallout with a family member, a friend. Maybe you're in a toxic relationship relationship. It could be either way, right? Maybe the relationship that you're thinking about, you want to improve it and you want to make sure that you're putting in more effort for them and for yourself. Or maybe it's a situation where you know deep down that it's time for you to step back, think about yourself, and be a little selfish. I think this topic in general is another one of those that maybe we don't think about as often, but the reality is that relationships take effort. It takes a lot to put effort into things because our lives are crazy. You know, there's always something that's happening. So that's why it's also important to really make sure that you're putting in the effort in the right relationships, right? Maybe you don't have the best relationship with your family members and you know that you love them and you care about them and you want to improve that. That is hard, to make a conscious effort to have certain conversations, to spend quality time with people. You don't want to be putting in that time with the wrong people. So really sit down and think about like, hey, maybe this person doesn't deserve my time. We're wasting each other's time. And this goes, I think, for social media as well. Who you follow on social media can really affect how you're feeling and how you're improving. If you're following accounts that lead towards your goals, you know, maybe you have certain financial goals and you want ideas on different ways to invest. So if you're following investing pages, maybe a funny videos page, people that work out, healthy food recipe pages, you know, that's kind of what your mind is going to be surrounded around. But if you're following people that at the end of the day are making you feel shitty about yourself, maybe setting like unrealistic expectations about a certain lifestyle, or you know, it's like sad dog and cat videos and every time you see them you feel sad, try to not engage with that and start building a better relationship with social media. So whenever you are scrolling, you come out learning something or feeling better instead of feeling sad and just completely wasting time. Last thing I think would be really good to do before 2024 is to do a little refresh self-care. So maybe take a night, do your nails, take a bath, do a face mask, all of those little things that you know just help you feel refreshed and better and will really just have you feeling ready to take on the new year. Because I know whenever I do have those nights, it's so much easier for me to jump back the next day and be productive and really just keep going at my goals. Really take into account all of these points. Honestly, I could have kept talking about them forever. I try to keep it a little bit short. If you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments down below, and also let me know what are some new goals that you have for the new year. But we got this, guys. We can do it. We're gonna kill 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. New year, new me, you know?